Good
Morning.
afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Yes, afternoon now, right?
Yeah,
It just turned afternoon. How are you, Raj? Again.
I'm fine, thank you. And how are you?
I am good. Thank you so much for asking. I've got a slight cold because the weather here is
Yeah,
very, yeah, I've got a running nose here.
okay. Get well soon.
I will. It happens in the winters, throughout the winters, my nose keeps running and I always need a hanky. And then when the summers approach and when spring approaches, I become okay.
It happens with me as well. I have not experienced in last year, maybe, but before that, I used to have this. Maybe for 3 or 4 months throughout
Right.
the year, I had this problem of running noses.
A running nose of a cold, right?
Yeah,
And it's really irritating sometimes.
yeah, of
Yeah, and
course.
yeah, especially when you cannot find your hanky or your handkerchief. It's
Yeah.
really irritating. Yeah. Okay. Great. So, what have you done throughout the day today? Today is 12
Uh,
o'clock. Yeah. Have you taken classes also before this?
No, no. I've just started my day reading newspaper and then reading some other stuff. So
Okay.
just reading all that.
Okay. So, what is the latest news? I don't read the newspaper and I don't even see the news.
The ongoing border issue in Assam and Mizoram,
Okay.
and the another side, like if we talk about the World Cup, the
Okay.
Germany got beaten by Japan,
Okay.
and all this stuff. Some other stuff were like political stuff that I don't go through,
Okay.
and
Which World Cup are we talking about? We talking about the
FIFA World Cup football.
FIFA football. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. And what is this border issue with Assam and which other place were you talking?
Uh, there is certain border issue
Oh,
Assam and Mizoram. They both are fighting that this belongs to our trajectory
okay,
in our trajectory. But on the basis of that, there was an ambush, and 6 people were killed, including one forest guide. So
okay,
I mean, this is ridiculous that even in our country, two states are fighting over some border issues and people are getting killed. And of course, this issue had started with, I mean, since the Mizoram had been separated from Assam in 1972.
okay.
So the issue is from there and it is ongoing. Before 8 months,
Mm-hmm.
uh, the issue had got aggravated because at that time there had a clash between the two states as well. And so
Okay,
the talks are ongoing for resolving this issue. And another incident has taken place
okay.
a few days ago.
Oh, and that is really saddening. And as you said, yes, in
Yeah,
our country that this is happening, where two states are fighting amongst themselves. It's
yes,
very
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Okay, okay. Let's go on to something else. Okay.
yeah,
So,
of course.
yeah, when will you be taking your classes or giving
I
classes?
take classes at evening from 4 to 7 or 8. Sometimes it depends on.
So, what do you do throughout the day then? This session will end at 12:30. Then what will you do
Yeah,
after?
once I will go through the session for sure to
Right.
check whether I can improve my speaking or the vocabulary part or all that, or how I was sounding, whether
Okay.
I need to improve my vocals or whether I was confident or not. So I
Right.
do check all my recordings. So
Okay.
these are the things. It means I'm working on English, so I am focused on English in such a way that I spend almost my whole day, sometimes
Okay.
for listening, sometimes for reading, and
Okay.
then writing as well.
Okay.
So
Raj,
apart apart from doing all this, sometimes I do make notes and others as well. Like the subjects that I'm teaching, I would like to go through the same chapter before teaching, so that I could explore more and understand the needs of the student and teach
okay.
maybe perfectly. So
Okay.
there is nothing. Perfection is like it is said that perfection is just a phenomena, but of course we need to give our best.
Absolutely right. And the best that we can do, and believe me, human being is also a phenomenon. A human being is, yeah, he is capable of unimaginable things, right?
Yeah,
It's just that we don't
right.
recognize our potential, but we are capable of unimaginable things. So yes, if perfection is a phenomena, then human beings are also phenomena, and believe me, they can be perfect.
Of course, of course.
Right. Okay. So, Raj, I'm sorry to interrupt you here. Can you say English once?
English.
Okay. What I noticed right now, when you said English before, you missed out the sh sound.
Yeah, this is like I have been working on this. The
Okay.
sir sound doesn't come that way. For example, like if I pronounce some words separately, it comes
Right.
good. But while
Okay.
in flow, sometimes I make this mistake.
Okay. So, what you can do is you can practice this. Okay.
Yeah,
There's a tongue twister for sir and sh. Okay. It's a
yeah,
very popular
right,
tongue twister. It's a she sells seashells on the seashore.
right.
So
Uh,
you can get this from the internet. Just type in she sells seashells. So they'll give you the entire tongue twister and start practicing
yes,
it. Okay.
yeah, I have been doing that. I mean, all the other tongue twisters as well.
Okay, great. That's wonderful. And I'm sure
Like
you. Right.
the shell she shell was a seashell and
Yes.
some others.
But the seashells she sells are not seashells, I'm sure.
Okay. Uh,
That's a huge tongue twister there, right? Okay.
right,
But these are really helpful for clarifying your speech, right? For making your speech
yeah,
really clear. Okay.
right, right.
I also noticed that you were making a slight mistake with the f sound. F.
Uh, yeah,
Say
it's
favorite.
like a favorite,
Okay. Now, when you're consciously doing it, then it's okay. But when it's in flow, then the f sound becomes the p sound.
like the fur of Hindi. Yes.
Right. The p of Hindi. But in English, it's the f. What you can do to practice is it'll look slightly odd. I'll do it in front of you, and this is how we
Oh,
teach our students, right?
okay.
Practicing the f sound, right? For example, frog and from, right?
Yeah.
So you need to bite your lower lip with your upper teeth. Okay, right? So your upper lip stays where it is. So many a times we don't have that habit. So automatically our upper lip comes down, right?
Right,
So
right.
next time when you're practicing the first sound, hold your upper lip. Just push it a bit up. Okay, do that and just go like fur, 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 fur. That's it.
Fur. It's like
Fur.
yes,
You push
fur
this lip
and
up. Push your lip up.
fur, fur,
Fur.
fur,
Do
forest.
one thing. Yeah. Hold this lip up
Right.
and do
Yeah.
fur.
Fur,
Fur.
fur,
Yeah.
fur,
Don't let the upper
fur.
lip come. Right. So this you'll have to do consciously. So forest, forever, right? You bite your
Right,
lower.
right. Forest
Okay.
forever. Yeah.
Right. So practice this, and with time, that will also get cleared. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Great. Wonderful. So have you gone through the session notes that were sent to you?
Yeah. It's all about food and taste.
Yeah, and it's very long. Okay. It's all about eating choices and mm, evolution.
And evolution in the choices. Yeah.
Choices of eating, right? So let's go on with that. And if you think that you need to ask something specific, ask me in the middle of the session only. So we'll take care of that also. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Before we start the session, Raj, let me also tell you one thing that yes, today I'm seeing a very big difference in you. The
Okay.
fluency is much better.
Okay.
Right. And the thought flow that you are in, right? That thought flow is also going very good. Okay.
Okay.
That's why I took out this opportunity to point out those two errors in pronunciation. I thought
Yeah. Of course.
yeah, to help you out with your first get the fluency, and then we'll get to the nitty-gritties of it, the denting and
Right.
painting.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay. What are your basic food choices? Are you, let's say, a carnivore, a herbivore, or an omnivore? Better still, let's say,
Uh,
are you a vegetarian or a non-vegetarian?
I'm an omnivore. So,
Omnivore.
yeah. And
Okay.
like when it comes to having food general on regular basis, I do not take that much effort. I mean, everything is fine for me.
Okay.
I'm not that I mean tantering over some foods like okay, I do not I can't eat this.
Right.
So I do not do even at my home for daily purpose. But when it comes to enjoy food, I generally enjoy the non-veg part and
Okay.
like mutton or even chicken biryani.
Okay.
So, so like if I talk about my taste of food, so I'm a pretty good with having everything. Like
Okay.
I even have bitter gourd daily. On a daily basis, I can have bitter gourd as well. But when I enjoy non-veg, and of course, like dessert is of course, I do have a sweet tooth for that.
Okay. So, which is your favorite dessert?
Uh, Ice cream, vanilla,
Okay. All right. Okay. You can also say that I am not very fussy about food.
yeah, uh, that's a nice one. I mean, I could have said it one sentence.
Yes, I'm not very fussy about food. I eat whatever I get.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Great. Wonderful. Okay. So, according to you, right, which factors of your life, right, dictate the choice of your food?
Which factors?
Right. In life, dictate the choice of your food.
I did not get the question accurately.
Okay. For example, I'll give you a very simple example that people in North India, I'll just take an example of India, right? People in
Right,
North India, they have their different food choices, right? And
right.
on the same hand, if you go towards the south, people have their own choices of food.
Choices, yeah.
So if you see the different aspects of life that dictate our food choices, right?
Of course.
Probably the availability of the food, or and probably uh, the we would say that the frequency of the food that we eat, right, and the kind of food
Right.
that the region, the culture, and the area, and even the religion, and all those things, right? So, according to you, what are the factors that actually influence or dictate your food choices?
Uh, so like I explained earlier that I'm not fussy about food and I enjoy everything almost. So
Okay,
this is the reason that I am unable to get to the answer of this question
okay,
because like I would like to explain one incident. I was in Uttarakhand for 2 weeks. There were I along with a group of friends, 12 friends, we were there for a 2 week vacation. And on those days, everyone was saying that we are unable to have food because we generally have very oily or like a spicy food. And
right,
there, uh, the spice was on a lesser part.
okay,
So they were not having that. I mean, they were having a general food with less spice.
right,
So others were not able to enjoy, and I was having no problem at all. Like it is also good. It's
right.
only that if I can find some non-veg as well, that would be better. But I couldn't find there because I was in those areas like Kedarnath or
Right,
uh, so it was not possible.
right, right.
So this is the reason that I mean people from different areas do rely on their food because of certain kinds
Right.
and certain I mean reasons. But if I go there, I can enjoy their food even for months. And like I earlier said, again I would say that for if I have to regular, the main purpose for me is I'm having food for uh, filling myself
Right,
better. I mean, just to fill my stomach and
right,
not to enjoy. So when I'm about to enjoy the food, I would pick. and in that certain cases, I pick only non-veg.
Okay. Yeah. In certain ways, you're just like me. Even I would, if you give me a choice, I would pick non-veg. Otherwise, I
Yeah.
would eat anything that is in front of me. Right. Okay. Raj, I would really like to commend you that whatever we discussed yesterday or day before, whenever we had the last session, you have implemented that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just noticing
Yeah.
that you have
Thank you.
implemented it. Yes, you're connecting things. You retraced your incident also, right? And then
Yeah.
explain things. So that's so wonderful, and that's the way we learn. If we learn something new, we need to implement that, right?
Of course. Of course.
Yes, you have already implemented that, and kudos to you. Good, very good. I
Thank
really
you.
love that part. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay, great. So, right, when was the last time that you had food with someone who had different food preferences from you?
Wow. I certainly cannot recollect it.
Okay,
Uh, but maybe, like I said, when we were in our tour, that was
right,
the time. Because
right.
yeah, because at that time, like, we had our driver with us, so he
Okay,
was having food with us as well. So certainly I can relate to that.
okay. So your driver was from Bihar or?
From Uttarakhand,
Okay.
maybe from Dehradun or Haridwar maybe.
All right. So he typically might be stopping at these Uttarakhand restaurants, right, where he could get good
Yeah,
Uttarakhand.
yeah. Actually, he was stopping by to some of the store where he generally stops, and we
Right.
were enjoying. We enjoyed having food there
Okay.
because,
Great.
like the first day, he was unable to get to understand what we like, but after that, he understood that okay, we like this kind of restaurants or hotels or dhabas. So he
Mhm.
was stopping by those dhabas.
Okay. A very considerate kind of person, right?
Yeah,
Very good. Very good. Okay. So have you heard about veganism?
yeah.
Okay.
It's
So
like
your point of view about it? Yes.
I mean, I have come through a YouTube channel,
Okay.
pick up lines to see. The first time I got introduced to this word by her. She is a
Okay.
vegan, and I feel that it is also good one. I mean, of course, if somebody can enjoy these foods on a regular basis,
Okay.
it is definitely good one.
Okay. Right. And there are many people who I have come across many people who are vegan, and they feel that people who are not vegan, they are just simply wasting their lives. They, yeah,
Yes, certainly it is. I have
they
felt
don't bother about
that way
society.
as well. I mean, those who are pure herbivores, they
Okay.
think that eating non-veg is just like wasting your life, your money, and everything.
Right. And in fact,
So
it's not only it's not only the meat products that they reject. They also reject all products that are related to animals or dairy products
yeah,
also, right?
of
Okay.
course, like a vegan, they reject all those products. Even
Right.
milk, they do not have milk.
Right. Any dairy products or let's say any product related to any animals, they just reject that completely.
Right.
Okay. Would you be able to live that kind of life?
Uh, I would not be able to, for sure. I
Okay.
mean, if I had been uh, in that habit since my childhood, I might have, but now it is impossible to go back to become a vegan from here on. Even
Right.
becoming a herbivore is not that easy for me now.
Right.
So I cannot live without non-veg.
So how often do you eat non-veg? Do you eat non-veg every day or every second day or every week?
uh, Once a week on an
Okay.
average.
Right. So who cooks non-veg at home? Do you cook non-veg also?
No, I'm not a good cook at all. So
Okay.
generally my aunt or even uncle
Okay.
sometimes.
Okay. So you never felt the need of learning how to cook?
Of course. I mean, since I have not been out of my home for longer period,
Okay.
so at home generally mother or auntie cook food. So they, I mean, I never got the opportunity or never felt that urge that I need to or I know cooking as well. I should know cooking as well.
Okay. Great.
But like sometimes if I'm alone, I can do something which I can feed myself, like
Okay.
cooking rice or dal. So I know a little bit.
Okay, great. So in future, do you see yourself, or if you're forced to, right? In future, would you change your food habits or food preferences for someone? Well, you know who I mean.
No, no, not at all, not at all. I'm
Okay.
not going to change it.
And what if she's really adamant on it? She's really stuck on it, right? Like no non-veg at home, right? So what will you do?
In that case, I mean, I would have it outside, but I'm
Uh,
not going to change.
okay, so you will not change your food habits for anyone.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, what if you get some, let's say, these days, there's so many people who are talking about it that a non-vegetarian diet is not very good and we should stick to salads and vegetables and all these things, right? So, if in future you get more information regarding the harmful effects of non-vegetarian diet, so would you consider changing your diet?
I would consider not reading those news. Uh,
Okay, that's
uh,
that's that's exactly like my father. My yeah, when my father was alive, so he went to the
yeah.
doctor, right? And the doctor said, I think he had bronchitis or something. And when a person has bronchitis, the doctor tells him not to drink milk. And my father used to love milk. So the doctor told my father not to drink milk. So my father stopped going to the doctor.
Of course.
That's exactly what you were saying, that I'll stop reading that news. Okay. Okay, that's good. That's a good solution for that. Yeah. As they say, ignorance is bliss. If you don't know, everything is good, right?
Right, right.
Okay. So do you prefer sweet or spicy food? You said that in
Uh,
your place, there's people generally prefer spicy food. So what is your choice? And you also said that you've got a sweet tooth. So sweets or
uh,
yes.
I would prefer sweets.
Okay. Right. So if one day, right, you're asked to only eat sweets, so which sweet would you prefer?
Uh, Rasgulla.
Okay.
I
So you can
can, I mean, stay on that for a day.
have breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Not
My
not the three times, maybe two times. Two times would be okay.
yeah.
Sometimes I am in that habit, like
Okay.
I'll have breakfast and then the evening snacks, and that
Oh,
would be fine enough. Because I have the habit of going to bed early. Maybe
oh,
if I'm not doing anything, especially on social sites, sometimes if I'm busy on that, it's okay. But if
okay.
I'm not busy, I would go as early. I mean, go to bed as early as 9 as well.
Okay. In that case, you're just like me. Even I doze off by 9:30. I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I do. So, has anyone judged you judged your personality and things like that based on your food choices or your eating choices? Has that ever happened to you?
Never. I
Never.
have not been judged by anyone till now because it's like the way we generally talk.
Right.
When we see our surroundings, we don't find any problem
Mhm.
related to religion or something. But when
Okay.
we watch news, we see only problems with Hindu, Muslim, and all that. So
Right.
in that part, like I have been, I have seen this that people are spreading hate for those who are eating non-veg and all. But
Right.
in that case, nobody has done any. I mean, uh, nobody has judged in me in that.
Okay. Well, I have gone through that a lot, and I have experienced that a lot. Yeah, initially when people are just talking to you, talking to me, and they're pretty good. And then when they come to know that I eat non-veg also, then sometimes some people they look at me as if I'm a criminal. Okay, they look at they give me those.
Yeah, and like I
Yeah,
recalled one incident.
right,
So I was in Madhubani district of uh, Bihar,
right,
and there was some dhabas that was written. I mean, Vaishnavi, Vaishnavi
right,
or something that means
right,
only vegetarian food. And
right.
not me, the person along with me, he went there and asked for fish,
Okay.
and and the person who was serving, he looked at him as if he has done some crime.
Yeah, they really look daggers at you, yeah. At some places, right? They'll just look at you like
Hmm.
that, and as if, what have you asked? And then you tend to ask yourself, did I make a mistake?
Yeah.
Was
And
that
like
wrong?
after that, when we came out and saw, okay,
Right.
this was the reason for his look or his stare.
Okay. That's a funny incident, yeah. And that's happened with us also many times, right? Where we don't pay attention to what is written outside and we go there and we say, okay, do you have chicken and mutton or something like that? And then people just staring at you like that. As if it's a very big crime, right?
Right.
Okay. So are you allergic to something? I mean, let's say, like some people, they are allergic to peanuts. Some people are allergic to milk. Some people are allergic to various other things, right? Like I have there's a person that I know, and she's pretty old now, probably over 65, and that person, she is allergic to wheat, so she cannot have chapatis. So
Uh,
her, yeah, her staple diet.
I'm not. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I'm not allergic to anything.
Okay, so have you come across any person who is allergic like this to some food item or something?
Yes, of course. Like my uh, uncle,
Okay,
and he is allergic to some spices, some
okay,
spices,
okay. Not all spices, right?
like ginger or yeah,
Okay.
ginger especially, or some other like my if I another incident, my auntie is allergic to tomatoes. I
Tomatoes.
can't yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I
So,
can't understand why, but it is in this way only.
how does she react when she has tomatoes? Something happens to her, or she does not feel well?
No, so she doesn't have. I mean, when she comes to know that tomatoes was used in the vegetables, she would not have simply.
Okay, she just refuses to have that, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, great. Okay, Raj, we just have a few seconds here. So let me give
yeah.
you back. Well done. Keep going the way you're going, okay?
Of course.
Yeah, just concentrate on the sounds that I just told you, okay? And just keep going
Yeah.
the way you're going. You're doing very well. You're connecting things, you're relating incidents. Awesome.